Hi everyone, welcome back to yet another Drupal tutorial. Today we are breaking down one of the essential component in a Twig, that is the for loop. If you are looking to display list of data like names, emails or anything in a bulk, the for loop will be your go-to tool. First we will understand what is the for loop. In programming, a for loop allows us to repeat certain actions for every time in a list or the array. In Twig, the for loop makes it simple to display content over and over for each item in the array. For example, if you have a list of names, a for loop will let you show each name on the page without writing separate lines of code for each one. This is huge time saver. Let's take a look at the basic structure of for loop in a Twig. Its syntax is curly brace, %, and also the closing %, and the closing curly brace. Inside this we will write our for loop. So I will write one demo for loop for item in items. After that we will print the item and end the for loop. So syntax to end the for loop: opening curly brace %, inside that add the end for, and closing %, and the closing curly brace. Here what is going on this code? Item is a variable that represents each element in the list. Items is the entire collection or the array of data that we are looping through, and everything written inside the starting for loop and the end for loop will be repeated for each item in the list. To test this out, let's start by setting up an array or a list of items right in our Twig template using the set command. Here is the code for that. First set the array %set items equal to array. In this array we will add some names like Alice, Bob, and the foo. Also close this curly brace with the %. You can save this file. This creates an array with 3 names: Alice, Bob, and the foo. Now we will loop through this array using this for loop. I will display these names in a p tag. Save the file and go to our page and refresh it. Here you can see we have printed all 3 names using the for loop. So this for loop will run until it reaches to the end element in that array. So it's printing the all names. Sometimes each items in a list has more than one piece of data, like as this Alice user may have the other details like his email address, phone number, and the salary. So in that case we will create the multi-dimensional array, and I will show you how to loop through the multi-dimensional array in a Twig using the for loop. For that I have this array with these details: Alice with his name and the email address. I will copy this and paste it here. To display each person's name and email, we will use the for loop to go through each elements in this array. So for that syntax is: first I will display the name. I will add the label as a name, and after that this item and the key from this array, items dot name. Same way for the email. Change this key with the email. Save the file. Also I will add one extra line to separate these details, I will add the stars, save this file, and again refresh our page. Here you can see, using the for loop we have fetched the data from the multi-dimensional array. Twig also gives us built-in loop variables which help us add extra details. Some examples include loop.index. This returns the current item position starting from 1. Loop.last, which is true if it's the last item in the list. Here is how to use this in a loop. So first I will show you the loop.index. Loop.index. Save the file and refresh the page. So it will start the position of each element in the array starting from the 1. If I add loop.index 0, it will start the element position from the 0. Right now you can see it started 1. Using the loop.index.0, it start from the 0. Next, if I want to print the first element from this array, so for that I will write the if condition. If loop.first, close the if condition, and end if. It will print the details of the first element from this array. So I'll again refresh this page. Here you can see it has printed the details of first element. If we want to print the last element detail, just change it to the last. Again refresh the page. It will print the details of foo users. And if you want to print the length of this array, for that we can get that using the loop.length. So first I will write the count, and in curly braces I will write loop.length. Save the file and refresh the page. So it will return the 3, because in that array there are total 3 elements. And if you want to print the second element detail, so here you can write the index equal to 2. So it will display the details of this second element from the array. So the recap of this tutorial is, for loop in a Twig is used for repeating code for each items in a list or the array. It's great for displaying simple list or more complex data, and Twig's loop variables let you customize how each items is displayed. So that's it from this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for the more Drupal tutorials. If you have any query, drop them in the comments and I will see you in the next video.